Well, howdy there, pipe pals. How's it going? Holy Smoking Pipe Padre here with you on a beautiful, I'm going to just say it. It's a summer evening. It's a beautiful summer evening here in Chico. And let's see here. It's about a little bit after 7:30 in the evening. And I am making a 360 video using my new GoPro Fusion. And you can literally see the whole 360. So as I welcome you to this video tonight, you're out here on my patio with me and enjoying a nice calabash. This is my old Pioneer calabash I probably got something like 30, 40 years ago. And in it, I'm smoking a most disgusting blend of Sillam's Red. Now, I don't even have to show you that. I can just say, you can turn and look. You can turn and look and see the Sillam's Red right over there, next to Sillam's Green and the Germain's Plum Cake. So, why don't you do that? You can do that. We have the technology to do that. In fact, I'm looking at that right now. It's incredible. I'm looking at my iPhone, and maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing there, but yeah, it's incredible. Okay, so at least I can see what's going on. Wow. Okay, there we are. Okay. So, making this video tonight just to make a 360 video. Haven't made a 360 video in a long time. The last time I think I made a 360 video was with the Fly 360 little video cam, which was not the greatest. So, but I'm going to leave this in its raw form. I have noticed, and I've talked to or listened to other people talking about, that although this 360 video camera from GoPro shoots in extremely high 5.2K, I'm only shooting in 3K, barely that. You have to have a lot of computing power to process that, because it takes an incredible amount of time to render these files. They're huge. They're like 45, 50 gigabytes just to process one video. I mean, that's insane. So anyway, the video quality isn't that great, but it's not that bad either for a 360. In fact, what really I think people are going to be using the 360 cameras for now is a thing called overcapture, where you take this video. It's sort of like when you shoot in RAW with say a DSLR or something like that. Then when you go back and post, then you're able to have a lot of different options to bring out, highlights and shadows and, colorizing a photo. You can probably even see, well, no, you can't, because it's not that. I don't think it would be that great. But anyway, there we go. Okay, is this showing my, uh-oh. Okay. Okay, well, for some reason it's not really capturing. Don't know why. Okay. So, but I'll put that up there. Maybe you can see that. I don't know. Okay. So I'm out here sipping on a calabash tonight. smoking some Sillam's Red. And I was talking about this Sillam's Red the other night. And I have to say that I've always found it to be a flavor that I just am. Sounds like somebody's riding a chainsaw. It's a flavor that I guess I'm ambivalent about. I mean, there are sometimes I feel like I like it, and then there are sometimes I feel like I hate it. It's intriguing to me. That's all I can say. And I'm not getting the really full experience. Got some dust on there. I'm not getting the full experience of my Sillam's Red, only because I had a special pipe that I was cultivating, smoking only Sillam's Red in there. And so I'm not smoking out of that pipe. Plus this tin is probably 2 years old. Gosh, you know what? It's older than that. It goes back at least 3 years because I had this at Good Shepherd. But it's good. I mean, it is what it is. And I will, certainly say, even though I'm ambivalent, I'm not against it. Okay. What is going on here? Okay, now for some reason, it is working. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay. Okay. I love technology. Yeah. Well, tonight I wanted to just get on here and just kind of just do more of a personal video. I've been trying to work at managing this sciatica pain, back pain, hip pain, whatever it is that I've had for the last 8 weeks, 2 months. And part of chronic pain is, although, I've had my share of illnesses, nothing's too, I had pneumonia last summer, and that wasn't fun. That lasted about 3 weeks. But I think I would rather have pneumonia than this back and hip pain right now. Managing pain is just, it's a pain. I had a couple of what I call flare-ups today at the store. I was lucky I was holding on to a shopping cart, because when everything went into spasm uncontrollably, and I could kind of sense it was coming on, and I kept thinking, it shouldn't be coming on. I haven't been doing anything overly strenuous. But it seized up on me and locked me up. And if I hadn't been walking out to the parking lot with a cart, I probably would have fell. I probably would have fell because I couldn't stand. I was lucky I had that cart to hold me up. It's embarrassing. But anyway, so the last 2 days I have been without any pain, over-the-counter pain medicine. Now I have not been taking any prescription painkillers or muscle relaxers, and I'm very happy about that, because I'm afraid that it would send me back into a narcotic, alcoholic, possibly in the situation, and I can't ever go back there. As uncomfortable and as literally as a pain in the butt as this thing is, when I remember how sick I was with my last bout of drinking, I realized that, you know what, that was so bad. I will take this. I will take this any day. But if I could have pneumonia on top of this, I mean, not on top of it, but trade it off, say, okay, you can either have this or have pneumonia. The reason why I picked the pneumonia is because I know eventually, well, that could kill me too. I'm old now, so that could kill me. But, but at least it seems like I'd have a better chance of recovering a lot faster from that than this. So anyway, but I have been taking a lot of ibuprofen, and I saw something the other day that just really made me went, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing more harm than good. In my morning routine for the last 7 weeks, I guess, I would, get up and I would hobble, holding on, to the wall to get to the kitchen, to make coffee, feed my kitty cat, and then take my Advil. I had a little cocktail, Advil, and 2 baby aspirin. And I've been taking baby aspirin just for the heart thing. Seems to help. And then I'd sit down with my coffee, and things would loosen up. And within about 30, 45 minutes, I could walk normally with just a little bit of pain to where I could function. And I could go through the rest of the day until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon when the pain would come back. So that's not bad. But the problem with ibuprofen, they say, is it really is destructive to your joints, especially your lower back and your hip. So I thought, you know what? It's funny because it seems like what I call a withdrawal reaction. When you take something like alcohol or drugs or even caffeine, been there, gave up caffeine again this year for Lent, but you go through a lot of pain. But once you get through that, because you have a dependency on this chemical, which makes you feel good. Okay, so anyway, I kind of started thinking, well, maybe I'm having more of a withdrawal from not taking the Advil. And every time I take the Advil, then I feel better, just like the hair of the dog. When you're alcoholic and, or you're a drug addict and you need that next fix, and you get your fix and everything's wonderful until it starts to wear off. And then you go through withdrawals. And that you can do that with wheat and gluten, okay? So anyway, I've been experimenting with, okay, maybe a lot of my residual pain is induced by being dependent upon ibuprofen. So I stopped, I guess Saturday. I stopped Saturday. Saturday was the last day I took it, so Sunday, it was very difficult saying Mass. That's all I'm going to say. Everybody knew that I was hurting, and I hate it. I mean, I was trying to hide it, but it's hard because I'm walking like an old man. And people are, are you okay? You look like you're in pain, and I just try to smile and get through it. I think most people will give me the benefit, of a break and say, well, he's struggling, so. But I was able to preach and to do pretty well at that. And, again, when you're managing pain, sometimes extra things will overload your senses, and then you can have a bad reaction. Now, for some reason, I'm still able to tune out this little screaming 3-year-old that was running around, literally kept running up to the altar and was screaming and yelling and everything during my homily. And there was a point there where I'm going, most of the time I can just tune that out, and sometimes even laugh at it and kind of smile and like, it's okay, it's no big deal. But it was getting to be where the kid was yelling, literally yelling, and I was like, okay, I can still tune it out, but not as easily as I used to, because I'm trying to tune out the pain in my hip. And so I was a little bit nervous, like, okay, am I gonna, have a negative reaction where I get irritable and I snap at somebody? Because it's overwhelming. It's a little bit too much. Sort of like a dog, you're pulling its ears, a kid pulls the dog's ears, and most of the time the dog just kind of lets you do it. But you actually, one time, you really pull super hard and the dog growls and maybe snaps at you. And it's just a reaction, but boy, I can't do that. I'm pretty humorless sometimes when people are trying to, tell me one guy last week tried to tell me a joke, and I said, sir, I really don't understand what you're saying. I really don't. I'm sorry. And they looked at me like, well, you're sure a humorless SOB. He didn't say that, but you could tell he thought that. I mean, he was trying to tell me a joke. I honestly didn't get the punchline, and then he tried to explain the punchline. It was even worse. And I just looked there with a blank look, said, I'm sorry, I just don't understand. But anyway, so what have I been doing? Well, I've been doing this, what I call direct fasting. And today, and I'm having a hard time believing this one, today is day 8. Day 8, no food. Water, vitamins, and coffee. And now pipe tobacco. That's okay. That's probably why the Sillam's Red tastes almost pretty good. I'm not going to pour this out, that's for sure. I'm enjoying it, I have to be honest. And that's one of the things about pain is, the things that you normally would just take for granted, like, oh, I'm just going to have a pipe, I'm going to enjoy that. You have to really stop and deliberately do it. It's like, I'm going to try to enjoy something. Because you have to walk and get the tobacco. You have to walk and get the camera. You have to walk and do all these things. And sometimes it's very painful. It's difficult. But once you get there, you feel good. Like I did do one little project today. My other porch was just nasty looking, and I said, I got to sweep it out. I just can't stand it. I like it looking neat and like a pin. Now this back part here, the leaves kind of came back a little bit, and I could vacuum them up, and I was going to do that. But today's been Memorial Day, by the way. God bless everyone who served in our country, and we also remember not only the brave men and women, soldiers who gave up their life, so people like you and me could enjoy an evening like this without bullets flying around and people coming to your house and saying you've got 10 minutes to get out or else we're going to kill you. It's kind of nice to be able to sit and enjoy, a pipe and I didn't bring out a cup of coffee. I probably should have, but anyway. So anyway, kind of enjoying things sometimes. You have to really intend to, say, okay, I'm just going to do this. But anyway, getting back to the fasting, I have fasted twice in my life, 7 days, a 1 week fast, and those were more spiritual, I have to be honest. This is realizing that I'm at least 20 pounds, actually I'm more like 40 pounds overweight. And I think that I really set myself up, created the perfect storm, started doing all of the bad things and not doing the good things. The old Latin phrase, necesse est bonum tibi facere non malum, do what's good for you, don't do what's bad for you. I was doing everything in reverse. I stopped, even though my intentions were were good during Lent to try to do the right things. Unfortunately, I went completely off my ketogenic diet and ate all the grains and then the reintroduced bread and things like that back in my diet, which is a real mistake. And then I introduced sugar the last probably 2.5, 3 weeks because I was treating myself on Sundays and Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. It just kind of snowballs into that. So having lots of those kinds of anti-proteins and all that sugar in my body, that probably just really played havoc with me. Stopped exercising. So so anyway, other things I stopped doing too that I've been doing for years was taking a lot of omega-3s and a lot of vitamin D. And I was getting vitamin D by walking. So I was listening to another video, and they said that vitamin D and omega-3s help an awful lot with inflammation. Well, that's what I've got. I've got inflammation. So today I went out and got some sun. Did 2 15-minute, not back to back, but I did a early 15-minute in the morning and then one in the afternoon. Got both sides. Started feeling pretty warm before. I don't think I burnt. I don't think I'll wake up tomorrow and see if I have sunburn. I don't think I have sunburn. You usually know by nighttime, But then I got some wonderful omega-3s. And for the first time in probably at least a year, started taking omega-3. So anyway, those are supposed to help an awful lot with inflammation. And so instead of relying on the over-the-counter pain to help the inflammation, I'm going to try to do more natural things. Also, I got some liquid vitamins, multivitamin there. Because this guy, his name is Dave. Maybe I'll put a link in my bucket list down below. I came upon his videos about 6 months ago. And he had done a 6-week fast. Lost 50 pounds? And so I tried to find those videos. That took like almost an hour and a half trying to find his videos, but I finally found them. And sure enough, I found, and he's a very interesting guy, and he seems very sincere and very knowledgeable. And like me, he's a big fan of Dr. Jason Fung. And and I've watched Dr. Jason Fung's videos an awful lot on intermittent fasting and how you combat type 2 diabetes. So anyway, being painfully aware that I am borderline pre-diabetic too. Using my old boy tonight because this one here just died on me. So anyway, I'm very intrigued with the fact that I am sitting here after 8 days with no food. This is the longest I've ever gone on a fast. And I am not hungry. The real intense hunger pains probably left me about Thursday. And I have noticed that the 2 times I did actually fast. Those goes back 20 years now, 20 and 30 years. And about the fourth day, when the hunger pangs stop, it's really an interesting sensation. So tonight, I'm really kind of encouraged and kind of delighted that I think I'm going to get down to under 200 pounds probably this week. Last week, I was between 218 and 220. I went to the doctor's maybe 3 weeks ago, and I weighed in at 218, give or take a pound or two. And as of this morning, I'm 205. Kind of incredible. So I will record that, boys and girls. When I hit that, I will finally pull out the scale and do a little video when I reach under 200. So I'm really kind of excited and getting excited about that again. And the other wonderful thing is that my insulin levels have gone down significantly. The last year, I've struggled to get them under 100. I could get them there with a little bit of intermittent fasting. But they were still way out. They would be like 217, depending upon what I had eaten or not eaten, and neoglucogenesis going on. They could be up to did I say 2? 137. I think I've gotten up all the way up to 160 once. But that was when I was about doing the bread and the cookies and the cakes again. Now it's completely under 100. Every time I poke myself, it's 90, 91, and I've kind of always, and I've heard Dr. Jason Fung and other people say, whether they're vegan or not vegan, that it's the extra weight that will increase insulin resistance, and that makes your insulin go up. So, my goal is to go another week. My original goal was to get under 200, and if that happens on Friday or Saturday, or Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, But the thing that I really enjoy is that I'm not experiencing drastic, devastating hunger pangs. I feel actually, and it's funny because normally I would feel really lethargic and tired, and actually I feel if I didn't have this pain, I would feel fantastic. Now I do feel that I am responding slowly but surely to this protocol that I've put myself on. And the one thing I think I have to learn the hard way. I don't know about you, but I have to learn the hard way. And I'll be very candid here. The last time I drank, and when I was in a period of drinking and drinking myself to death, God gave me a moment of saying, well, I'm going to make everything so miserable. You only have one of two choices. Either you drink yourself to death or you get help. There's not going to be the in-between period where it'll be kind of, some days are bad and some days are good. That's usually the way it is with a lot of drinking and things like that. You'll have good days and bad days in your addiction. It was all miserable, and in fact, I couldn't eat at all. It hurt when I would eat. My insides were so messed up. And I had some other issues going on, and I basically woke up one day and I said, I got to stop. I've got to get help. I've got to turn this around. Well, with some encouragement from friends and knowing what I needed to do to stop drinking, and I got help. God gave me a lot of really wonderful tools that I still use even to this day. And so I was able to get that I was able to get sobriety again. I'm lucky, very lucky. Oh boy. Do I want to? Can I still keep going with this, or do I need to? Is this pretty much burned out? Yeah. So anyway, so pain is a great motivator, and I think if I can get through this, I think I'm out. I think this is done. Did I bring the Vita Slam with me? Where's my... Wait a minute. Oh, hell's bells. Do I have a little stick I could fish it all out with? Probably wasn't the smartest move there. Yeah, that's all ash. That's all ash. Yeah, smoked it all the way down. Let me try the green, the Sillam's green. Some Sillam's green. Smells interesting. Smells kind of perfumey. And it's dry as a bone, but oh well. Well, actually not super, it's not like, like desert dry, but it's, for pipe tobacco, it's dry. Kind of like being outside, because if I make a mess, I can just kind of blow it away and it's okay. Oh, man. Sillam's in the green can. It's hard to be green. Okay, so let's see what this is like. See what this is like. Okay. Ooh, well, that one there, boys and girls, is not... Well, again, it is what it is. So, getting back to my little thought here, and then I'll probably bring this to a close. Good old char light. Getting beyond this, if I can. I guess basically what I need to do is I really do have to take better care of my frame. I've got to, again, not do the stupid things. In other words, doing the things that I know that I need to do. And even if it comes down to a point where that I am trying to do something that I think is right, I just have to realize that for me, I have to have certain things in order to be healthy. And I when I went on that vegan stretch there, I tried it kind of again through a different way. They say that all fats and oils are bad for you. You've got to get rid of them. So that's kind of what I did. And you said, oh yeah, some of the vegan plant-based folks will say that, things like omega-3s are bad for you because it's got fish oil in it. Well, yeah. Oh, you shouldn't take that. You shouldn't take that. That's bad for you. And the reason why I kind of went off of my basic ketogenic diet Part of it was just good old carbohydrate addiction during Christmas time. And then I got back into about a month of ketogenic diet, which was doing pretty good. But I didn't take the supplements like I was supposed to, and what I've been doing for a couple of years. Wait, I don't really need a change. Okay. You notice I've been kind of looking out that way instead of looking at the camera. Maybe I'll move the camera there just for a minute. Okay. Of course, you can pan around and see everything. So anyway, so it basically was kind of like the perfect storm. I set myself up for this pain, and I'm just hoping that if I can recover, that guy Don Bauer in Scotland and other people have said, even my physical therapist have said, this is just going to take about 9 months to a year. I said, what? And they said, yeah, basically it goes away. I said, really? I mean, I hate sounding like a big baby, and I probably am. My only concern and fear is that I might have some kind of degenerating hips or something. I mean, that's my worst, fear. Like, oh gosh, my bones are dissolving and I'm falling apart. Maybe I am. But anyway, I'm just trying to do now what's the right thing. So I'm really encouraged by the fasting thing. I'm actually kind of amazed, but I think we're going to just keep going, and I'm going to try to make my goal, getting under 200 pounds. Hopefully, probably maybe by this time next week, I might clearly be under 200 pounds. That'd be great. I haven't seen the scale move like this in, several years. So I'm looking forward to getting the weight off, and this time keeping it off. Why? Because it hurts too much to put it back on. That's it, boys and girls. That's it. Pain is the world's greatest motivator. And so if I look at, like say chocolate cake or pies or bread and lasagna and all that, and yes, they taste marvelous. And by the way, I make a great lasagna. I've also can make a ketogenic lasagna, which is pretty darn good too. I'll tell you about that some other time. But no pasta, no wheat. And it's not made out of eggplant. Have I got your attention on that one? I knew I would. Okay. I'll tell you the secret on that one. It's actually people who have had it, they don't even know that those are not actual lasagna noodles. Uh-oh, secret's out of the bag. They're coming for me. It's all up. It's all over. I shouldn't have said it. Shouldn't have said anything. Well, I don't know why the psylliums isn't tasting funny the way the green and the red used to taste really weird to me. It's not like they're insipid. There's no flavor. There's lots of flavor here, but it just seems to be really good. Seems to be pretty good. So my lesson tonight is to do what's good for you. Don't do what's bad for you. And sometimes the journey back to health is kind of in and of itself, it can be a wonderful experience, even though there's pain, there's difficulties. I remember it took me a month before I could start eating again after I drank the last time. Had my, terrible. But pain is that wonderful gift in some ways. It's a great teacher, and just like I don't drink tonight, I think once I get through this, I'll realize that all that stuff that I think tastes so good and so delicious, it's just not worth it. Because if it's going to flare me up and I have to walk around like an old 90-year-old, I'm not ready for that yet. I'm hoping I can make a recovery, a full recovery, and get back to my running and my pull-ups and push-ups and things like that I was doing, and working out and just enjoying good health. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. This is going to be a huge video because it's a 360 video, and it'll probably be processing for at least a day or two. But I just wanted to do a 360 video with the new GoPro Fusion and share with you my experience, strength, and hope in recovery, and kind of share with you this wonderful journey I am experiencing in therapeutic and direct fasting. So, hope you have a great evening tonight. I hope you had a great evening tonight on this Memorial Day. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.